Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got some pretty big updates on upgrades for Cardano, and could Cardano ADA pump a whopping 50%? We're going to dig into all the wonderful news for Cardano ADA. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's waste no time. Let's go. So we're going to start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally sits at $3.85 trillion. Up 2.25% in the past 24 hours, with Bitcoin at 111,683.37, up 2.08% in the past 24 hours. Cardano up a whopping 3% at 79 cent 54. So yeah, look, the markets are looking pretty juicy right now, and we had a bit of a cool off. I did say in previous videos that this was something that we were waiting on, something that we kind of anticipated, something we kind of expected to be happening, right? But there is some really big update stuff that we need to be monitoring, keeping an eye on when it comes to Cardano ADA. So let's dig straight into it. So here we've got Cardano news. 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗍 CIP164 rollout begins, 55 times throughput boost. So look, this is a really big deal, right? I'm just gonna get rid of some of these pop-ups. This upgrade is a pretty big deal, right? We're on the verge of seeing Cardano ADA start to really improve its throughput. And again, something that is required, something that is gonna aid DeFi on the Cardano ecosystem. It's gonna aid growth, it's gonna aid more developers coming on board. And again, it's that path to the Omega, which Charles has been talking about. So Cardano 𝗗𝗋𝘀 upgrade begins with 𝗗𝗋𝘀 Lite, promising up to 55 times throughput gains. This is based on obviously all the testing that they've done. Institutions like Franklin Templeton and Reliance Global Group are signaling real interest in Cardano. So there's a lot of institutional interest in Cardano ADA as these things start to develop, right? And I still see this like perhaps a little bit different to a lot of people, right? If you actually go back and you have a look at some of the the crypto charts, right? If we actually go back to those and take a look at them. So let's just get them up on the screen. Bitcoin 111,000, Ethereum over 4 grand now, Solana over $200. When you kind of look at some of these, do you see the same level of potential gains on the table for institutional investors in Solana, in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or do you think that there's more gains to be had in Cardano that's at 79.5 cent, pretty much, give or take a few cent here or there? I'm going to argue that there's more opportunity, more gains to be had in something like Cardano. And the reason why I say this, and I talk about this quite a lot on the channels, is there's still a lot of upgrades, there's still lots of innovation to happen on the Cardano ecosystem, some of which is already present on some of these other blockchains. Hence, you've seen that growth already. I don't think we've seen the growth aspect of the Cardano ecosystem just yet. I still think it's in its infant stage, and I think that it's got a lot more growth and potential than some of these other projects. And that's not me bashing any other crypto project. I just think that it isn't fully developed, and I don't think that it's as developed in some key areas as some other chains. And maybe people are going to be like, Chris, what are you talking about? And arguing different. And that's completely fine. Join us in the conversation in the free Discord. It's an educational Discord about cryptocurrencies, free to join, link in the description of the video. Have more meaningful conversations with us there. But putting that to one side, I really do believe that Cardano has a lot more in the tank. Now, going back to this article, I think that the growth, the throughput, the scalability solutions when it comes to Cardano ADA is going to be a huge deal. And we're already seeing Franklin Templeton, various others, Grayscale being another, very interested in Cardano ADA. And I think that we're going to start to see trillions and trillions of dollars, not just flow into Cardano, but crypto as a whole. I think there's a lot of opportunity left on the table, scalability solution, the access to Bitcoin DeFi through the Bitcoin bridge to Cardano, stable coins, and look, there's even more, and I'll come on to something probably a little bit bigger, in my humble opinion anyway, than this scaling opportunity, because I think all the pieces of the jigsaw are coming together now, and I think that Cardano is positioning itself for a monstrous bull run. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Take what I say with a pinch of salt. Do your research, see whether what I'm saying even resonates with you. Perhaps you should obviously engage with a financial advisor. Look, crypto's risky. You do risk losing all of your money. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Nothing's guaranteed. And all the price predictions and stuff that we have on this channel, they're just examples, right? That you can, digest, research, and see whether they resonate with you or not, right? I'm not trying to, get anybody to invest or anything like that. I just want to be really clear. Cardano price set to rally 50% in 2026. Now, I'm not getting into this article. It's kind of like a paid article for some nonsense coin. But the reason why I bring it up is 50% growth in 2026. I think that's really achievable. When we talk about scaling solutions, when we talk about something that I'm about to talk about after this section of the video, stay with me, stay tuned. When you talk about these things, you realize that Cardano isn't really where people vision it is currently, if that makes sense. There's so much innovation that's happened. People believe that it should be somewhere else when it comes to price. But in actual fact, there's so much more to come, and I think that should be seen as exciting. And obviously, we're not here for quick get rich, quick schemes, right? This is about investing in something that actually has longevity, at least from my point of view, anyway. But look, the big news for me all comes around the cross-chain partnerships and DeFi innovation that's driving Cardano ADA's growth, and there's a talk here of $1.90 price target for Cardano. But cross-chain synergy with Chainlink, a major catalyst behind Cardano's bullish outlook, is its collaboration with Chainlink. Together, they are developing a UTXO-based Oracle framework designed to enhance multi-chain interoperability. And I think that this is a really big deal. I've talked about Chainlink a lot, right? If you don't understand Chainlink, go research oracles. I've got videos on our Cheeky Crypto educational channel. Go check it out. But without Chainlink, and when I say Chainlink, I'm really talking about oracles, but they've got first mover advantage. They're way ahead of everybody else. I don't think anybody's going to eat into all of their market share. I think that Chainlink isn't broken. It's innovating. It's great. It does what it says on the tin. And ultimately, I know, being an entrepreneur in business, that it's very difficult to move somebody that's happy with their product to a new, untested, untrialed product. If it isn't broken, people don't tend to change it. So for me, Chainlink, I see as just basically the main Oracle provider of crypto, and I don't think that's something that's going to change. It's do you see Amazon disappearing? No. It's pretty much the same thing. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that's how I view it. And that is why Cardano is my number one, investment in cryptocurrency, followed by Chainlink. There's literally nothing between them, right? Because without Chainlink, without oracles, smart contracts don't operate how they do and how they need to in order to bring in mass adoption, right? Without Chainlink, so without oracles, blockchain isn't blockchain. It doesn't work, right? None of the smart contract platforms will work, right? They handle the on and off chain data. So, for me, Chainlink isn't a nice to have, it's a must have, right? That's my views, my opinions. Do your research, see whether that resonates with you. The fact that Charles and the team, Cardano ecosystem, is working with Chainlink, finally, in my humble opinion, is a really, really big deal. So seeing this all come to fruition, for me, is huge, and you can let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. It's going to go way under the radar, but it's a big deal. AI predicts Cardano ADA could reach $3 by 2027 with key upgrades. And again, just talking about the protocol upgrades, Hydra adoption, project, scalability and speed developments are going to play a big part of that. Scaling at the base layer, again, through Laos is going to be a really big deal. And they're suggesting AI believes that ADA can reach $3 just on that innovation alone. So really big deals, really interesting that AI is saying this. Is it right? Is it wrong? Who will know? No one until time passes by, at least in my views. Singapore, UAE are the most crypto obsessed countries according to reports. The UAE ranks as the world's most crypto obsessed countries amid high ownership, searchability and rapid adoption growth. So again, you see Singapore, UAE, United States, Canada, Turkey, Germany, Switzerland, Australia, Argentina and Indonesia. Like, what's really funny to me, being somebody from the UK, with the UK government saying they want to be the leaders, they're not even on the damn chart, right? And I think that tells you everything you need to know about the current UK government. It's all talk, and it's nothing more than that. There's no substance behind the talk, and that is something really interesting, right? Because Nick and myself, we work so hard, right? And we've grafted over 6 years almost, right, in crypto. And obviously we were invested way earlier than that, right? But we stumbled into this, right? We did some live streams just to really document Nick and myself's journey as we invested. We weren't expecting to get any views. The only views we were expecting was me and him taking the mickey out of each other later. And here we are today, right, with quite a big following, not necessarily on this channel, but on the main Cheeky Crypto channel, over 200,000 people follow us, and we've got a massive Discord. But it's through hard work. There's no cheating involved. You can't just take from others. You can't just use everybody's ideas and just take them for your own. You can't just there is no cheat code for it, right? And this is the same in crypto, right? It's the same in investing. There's no cheat code to being successful in crypto. I'll tell you what the secret sauce is. The secret sauce is hard work. It's being there day in, day out, and doing the graft, doing that research. Because following anybody randomly on YouTube is not the one. That's the way you get wrecked. That's not how you're successful. The way you become successful is by putting in the work, putting in the effort. And not only that, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals that want to put the same amount of work in as you, and they want to be successful. They're driven to be successful. And ultimately, that is what I see when I look at this stuff, right? I look at this stuff and I think these countries on this report, they see what crypto is, they see what it can do, they see the innovation, they see the savings, efficiencies that can be made with this technology, and they're leading the way. And some will just talk the talk. They will bash people. They will, like in the UK's case, they will say far right every single time somebody disagrees with them. And ultimately, these people are nothing but mouthpieces, and they're ultimately, misleading you, and you're not going to be successful. So, I got out of the UK super early when I started seeing the writing on the wall, and ultimately, it's got far worse since I've left. So there you go. Now, on the Cheeky Crypto Discord, the educational Discord, I just wanted to just highlight, I'm going to be doing a piece for members on the future of payroll, how crypto and stablecoins are changing salaries. Again, I just thought this was really interesting, something a little bit different. I think that a lot of people aren't ready for the amount of change that we're going to see over the coming weeks, months, years, maybe even the next decade. And I think, blockchain's moving at such a speed, but so is AI. And I think there's a lot to learn from this, and a lot to take on board. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.